13 insane rules for pregnant women in the past. 1. Take chloroform during childbirth. There was no epidural before the 1920s. Women were anesthetized with chloroform or ether. 2. Don't use technology. Women used to be warned not to listen to the radio. In 1947, there was a brochure on this topic. It was published by the Canadian government. Then came computers and video games. The prohibition spread to them as well in the 1980s. There was only one reason for this. Women could simply get too excited. 3. Travel on bumpy roads. This was supposed to cause women to go into labor. 4. Don't look at the baby. A mother couldn't see her baby after birth. She only saw it during bottle feeding. Breastfeeding was not recommended. 5. Wear a corset. Victorian women often wore a corset. Doctors didn't recommend it. It could harm the development of the fetus. Then maternity corsets were invented. They looked a bit like modern maternity girdles, but their job was to reduce body size. Some women used corsets in the 20th century as well. Pat Carter recommended bone corsets. It was in her manifesto for home birth, "Come gently, sweet Lucinda." 6. Don't eat during pregnancy. A 1956 article promoted a strict diet for expectant mothers. This was to keep them thin. Sometimes pregnant women took diet pills. They were called black beauties. 7. Don't sleep with a man with stinky feet. That's what medieval women believed. A child would be born with an inherited stink. A boy would have an unpleasant breath. A girl would have a stinky rear end. 8. Don't cut your hair. The reasons for this prohibition were various. Cutting the hair can make it drier. Some claimed it reduced the life force. 9. Don't throw cherries at a pregnant woman. This was written in the Distaff Gospel. Cherries, strawberries, or red wine would leave marks on the baby's body. 10. Use home remedies against difficult labor. Violet or rose oil was to be rubbed on the body. Also, the woman was encouraged to sneeze with pepper. Sometimes snake skin was tied around her hips. 11. Avoid eating hair heads. It was believed a pregnant woman's food influenced her baby's appearance. Eating a hare's head would give the child a hair lip. A fish head led to trout pouts or a pointed mouth. It was also advisable to avoid salty or sour foods. They were thought to affect the child's character. 12. Smoking is okay. Until recently, people could smoke in hospitals. Women even had ashtrays by their beds. Doctors have known smoking harms the fetus since the 1920s. The fetal heartbeat sped up when the mother smoked. This effect was called a tobacco heart. Later, doctors found smoking increases the risk of stillbirths, but they were silent about it. 13. Don't look at parrots. The woman was advised to avoid looking at animals. It could affect the baby. Archduchess Sophia warned her son Franz Joseph I about this. She believed his pregnant wife spent a lot of time with parrots. Sophia claimed the child would look like them